Welcome to Revolution. I am Lucia Gabriela. I am the creator of the Liberating Your Inner Beauty Revolution. So I want you to raise your hand if you have ever experienced or felt any kind of abuse. Physical, mental, emotionally, any kind of abuse that you ever had as a child, as an adult, from your parent, from your loved one, from your co-workers, from your boss, from anybody out there in the world. Even from yourself. It doesn't matter just the abuse that we get from the external environment, but also from the one that we do it to our own body, to our own mind, and to our own heart. So raise your hand if you have ever experienced that. Raise your other hand if you have experienced any kind of fear in your life. Fear in those moments that when you know that you're being abused, or you're in struggles in those moments, that you've had the fear to move forward. You have that fear that keeps you stuck from achieving your dreams, from achieving your goals. You have that fear that you don't know what to do. Like in an abusive relationship, you had that fear to get out of that environment because it become your comfort zone. You have that fear to move forward and leave the person behind you. Raise your hand if you have experienced fears that are not in alignment with you being, and that keeping you from being who you truly are and from who you truly are meant to be in this life, in this world. Raise your hand if you ever feel guilt in your life. If you ever feel that guilt of leaving that person that is abusing you. You feel like you are their hero and you want to help them, you want to change it, and you have realized that you're getting that kind of abuse from your external environment and from that person, and then you want to move forward and you have the fear to move forward, but now you have the guilt that's killing you. The guilt of leaving that person behind, that you feel in your heart and your soul that you are meant to be here to help them. But that guilt is killing you. Or that guilt that you have as a mother, that you're a working mother or entrepreneur mom, that you're doing the best you can in the world to raise your kid, and then you have this guilt that you're not doing the best. You have that guilt that you are leaving your child behind. Those emotional guilt that are keeping you stuck. Have you ever had that guilt of doing what's right for you and afraid of, with a fear that what people are gonna say or how other people are gonna portray you? Raise your hand if you have felt guilt in your life. Raise your hand if you have ever felt that you're in prison in your body. That no matter what you do, you can't get out there. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter how many goals, how many dreams you have, you feel you can't achieve anything you want because you feel so trapped. You feel so imprisoned in your own body, in your own mind, in your own soul, that when you close your eyes, you are nowhere where you want to go. You are inside of your body, screaming and yelling and asking for help. You're pulling your hair off, the little you have. You're pulling your hair off because you want to get out there. You're asking for help. You're just so imprisoned. Raise your hand if you have ever felt this way. This revolution is about breaking free from these vicious cycles of abuse, fear, guilt, and self-imprisonment. These vicious cycles that we are carrying heavy on our shoulders for the past centuries, that our family are carrying, that our grandfather suffer abuse, fears, guilt, and self-imprisonment. And then you see it in generations coming over and over all the time. These chains are not being breaking. Like, we're just tired of this. That's why we have created the revolution, to break free from those. From this time now when we need it the most. Now is when we need to break free from these vicious cycles, so we can create an environment, a platform, leave a beautiful world to our children. That is our vision. So you may be asking how this revolution started. It started with my own life. I grew up in an abusive environment at home. Well, my dad was abusive to my mom. And then my brother became abusive to my mom too. As a child, at 5 years old, asking myself, what is my purpose in life? Why I'm here? Because I really simply couldn't believe that this world was so unfair and so wrong and so drastic for a child to see this. I promised and I swear myself not to ever allow any man to raise their hand on me or anybody abuse to me. It was as a child, it was a very hard environment to live. I created my own disease. That's a long story. But when my mom left my dad, I felt so relief. As a child, she took like 23 years to leave my dad, something like that. And when we came to US, I never expected myself that as a strong person as I am, I was gonna fall into an abusive relationship myself. Not a relationship where my partner was the abuser, because he was fine. He was, he had abuse in his life too, in his family, his background, his parents. He had his story to tell. It was my part of my life, my story, that where I was experiencing abuse because I was becoming the abuser. And at the same time, I knew that I had to get out. I had the fear to get out. I had the fear that I wasn't going to be able to make it on my own. I had the fear that who I am to be capable to do everything I want in my life without somebody backing me up. As a woman, you feel like you need a man. And we definitely need a man in our life. We need love in our life. But you had that fear that you just feel like you're not capable of anything. And then when I decided to leave a couple times, I had the guilt. He needed me. I needed to be here in his life to help him in some way. Who I am to walk away from being a hero from being that person that he needed the most at that moment. I wanted to do sacrifice, right? Until I felt like I was going nowhere in my life. I felt literally like I was in prison. Everything was going on with us, like financially, work, career, everything, my family, everything was collapsing because our environment was not right. We were not in alignment with each other. We love each other, but we were not in alignment. We were abusive to each other. We had fear for each other. We were guilty for each other. I knew that I needed to get out, but I couldn't. Then I got pregnant. I have my beautiful daughter. She was a blessing of the sky. And as a woman, we think that kid was gonna fix everything, right? That they're gonna come and everything's gonna get fixed. But no, it doesn't get fixed. It gets worse. So I realized that my daughter was living the life that I was living when I was a child. I'm a very active mom. I have so many play groups and mommy groups and all that stuff. And I realized that my daughter was becoming abusive to other kids. As a mother, that's a shock. You don't want to do that. I mean, you don't want to be that mom that everybody's pointing at you because your daughter, pushed one kid, bite the other one. I mean, even though my daughter is an amazing kid, and they say it's normal for kids to act this way, it's not normal in my heart and my being to see that. It's not normal to see that. Kids are the reflection of the parent. My daughter was the reflection of me and my partner. When I saw this was not gonna be, I was looking. It wasn't gonna be any solution going on in this moment. I was looking for for mental coaches, spiritual coaches. I was looking for help, marriage counselor, family counselor, name it. I became a Reiki practitioner myself to see the energy balance and all that stuff. And it gets to the point that when you wake up one day and you're like, everything you're trying to do, you are swimming against the river. Instead of just flowing, you're just swimming against the river. And I took the decision to walk out, to take my daughter with me and walk out my relationship. A very strong decision to do for especially for me, that all my family is not here. I'm alone. I needed courage to do that. But I realized that I became aware of what was going on. And I have to accept that what was going on, that I was the victim and I was the abuser at the same time. And now I'm becoming the abuser of my own child because she's acting with this abuse and with these fears and with these all the cycles that I'm passing on to her. That's where I became who I am now, where I am creating this revolution. So I want you to join me because I don't want my daughter to live what I live. I don't want any other children to live what the parents are living now. It is time for us as an adult and for human beings to really break free from this. I don't want to inherit this to my child. It's time for me to do the work for me. So she is aware of that, of like those emotions, those vicious cycles, but she doesn't experience because I want her to be a better being. And I think that's the mission that all parents have in their life. We're putting together these 28 days email revolution where you will get an email every day with exquisite, short, digestible, juicy information about, motivation, juicing recipes for like detox your body, superfood to introduce in our body every day of our life, mental exercises, emotional exercises to break free from these vicious cycles. We have also these coaches, the personal trainers with the workouts, like yoga, nice workouts, so we can take care of our body too and stop abusing it. It's a 28 days email revolution to liberate our inner beauty from abuse, fear, guilt, and self-imprisonment, so we can welcome our true majesty with awareness, acceptance, gratitude, appreciation, and love. I want you to join us today and experience how wonderful our world will be one day when we all together break free from this. Have an awesome, beautiful day.